What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and we are going to be talking about Invincible Season 2. So, Invincible Season 2, I believe it is done as of right now, if I'm not mistaken. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But the entirety of this season was, I don't know, kind of an uphill battle for me. 8 episodes. Yeah, 8 episodes. I wouldn't say it was a bad season, in my opinion. It was a interesting season, especially with a lot of Easter eggs, especially in the last episode with, because I'm going to go and assume you guys have been following the series. But again, this whole thing, I will say this, of seeing Mark go through him, coming after dealing with what happened with his father, and then finding out he has to have a brother, seeing his dad again, realizing he still loves him, realizing he still loves his dad, and then coming to grips with that, and then trying to handle a girlfriend, trying to handle being a son, and then being a college student, and all this other stuff, right? Um, the main villain, which was the whatever his name was, that created multiple dimensions, not that interesting of a character. Not that interesting of a character. I'm glad they kind of went with more of the Viltrumites in this season. I was really hoping that they would have showed more of the Viltrumites of the Empire and what's left of them, because I found that to be more interesting, especially with what was going on with Eve, and then the rest of the human hero, or the Earth's heroes, I guess you'd say, and also how Mark was still dealing with, finding out that his dad gets taken again, and he's having to deal with all these possible things of like, okay, am I going to be like my father? Am I turning out to be like my father? Am I going to become a Viltrumite when, I can just kill everyone? He finally did kill someone, and now he's having a hard time dealing with it. His girlfriend broke things off, and is he going to get it with Eve? Or is he going to, all the things that we're seeing in comics and all the things we're seeing. I think a lot of this stuff, honestly, some of it honestly should have been cut. It just wasn't in my, I would say, interests. The stuff with the cyborgs and all that, with the one Donald that was a cyborg, it just wasn't that interesting. Or the other guy that his friend was dating or had a thing for, I didn't care about that character. It was like, bro, I'm not interested. I found it interesting how we were seeing different Viltrumites come against Mark and his father to try to have them sway back into the Viltrumite Empire, to like, hey, you're going to be a part of this. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. Because again, this is like the whole thing. If like Superman was bad, right? That's the whole thing everyone's going through. I like the character progression we got from Mark's mom. That was really interesting, because again, with her pretty much almost being divorced or left, and then finding out her husband was a murderer, and having another family, and then wanting to atone for his sins, and just all these other things, and her going to drinking, and then not having no one to talk to, and then her trying to be strong for her son, and all these things. I mean, again, I think it was really interesting to see that progression from his mom, and also progression from Mark, and then some of these other characters, even Eve, and then the Immortal losing the one he was with, and all this other kind of stuff. It just, again, some of this really did grab my attention, other things did not. I mean, overall, the season was average, in my opinion. I felt like that they really focused on a lot of Mark and his girlfriend, and again, I was not a big fan of Amber. I didn't have a big problem with her. I just felt like she was that one that was always wanting to be the sideline character, and just, you don't want to see her because she's more annoying, is the way I felt. I could be wrong. I don't know, man. I was not too impressed by this season. I was really hoping to see more than what we got, and I felt like that the way that they left things off could have been better. I mean, we didn't really get to see much of Omni-Man, which again I was disappointed about. I was hoping to see more of the Viltrumite Empire. I was hoping to see more of what the heroes went through. I was even, kind of wondering, okay, hey, there was some Spideyverse references, especially like an alternate version of Spider-Man, I guess you'd say, or this character and this character within the Invincible multiverse, I guess you would say. And it was interesting. I did enjoy that. But again, I felt like that this season was below average. I felt like some of this could have been cut out, and I felt like some of this could have been better. I felt like even with that alien substance that's taking over everyone, I felt like that was literally ripped off, like a rip off from Superman. Again, I know most of this is kind of a rip off from Superman, which again is fine, because again you get to use different ideas of the whole thing of what if Superman went bad type deal that we already don't get from the DC comic world. But at the same time, I wish we would have gotten more. That's the whole base story. Is I wanted more. I felt like we got a below average season. It focused more on characters that should have been focused on, that we don't care about, and just kept giving us something that we really didn't want. That's my overall review of Invincible Season 2. You guys may agree with me. You may not agree with me. Either way, that's perfectly fine. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments down below, and I'll see you as always on the next one.